Alright, so first what I did was I took a power washer, I mixed it in with borate, and I put a delicate, soft brush on it. There's multiple different settings on different types of power washers. On cedar siding, you want to use the most delicate side and spray from afar. The whole point is just to soak the wood in so that it soaks up and it has that petroleum feel to it, and give it a day to dry. After that, you want to take your mud and go in there and mud it pretty aggressively. It's going to look really ugly at first, and that's just how it's going to look. After you get the mud going all in, then afterwards you're just going to try and address all the other items where the woodpeckers and everything goes. Found this house and it needed a lot of love before it was shown to the market. Afterwards, you're going to clean it up with a sander, and the sander is going to try and smooth out everything so that when you do apply the paint thereafter, it's going to look very nice and smooth. But you got to really trust that it's going to be ugly at first, and then it's going to get prettier afterwards. And then once you're done sanding and mudding, depending on how deep the holes are, you're going to have to mud a second time, and then you can paint. Things work a lot quicker with a sprayer. It took me about 2 days to get through this entire house, painting the fascia board and all the way through. It's going to look different on day one. Right after you paint it, this is day one. You can tell that it's still applicating, but after day two, it's going to dry out. It's going to look a lot better in the sun, and it's really going to have that nice draw and appeal to it. I actually found this paint off of Facebook Marketplace. Usually this much paint would cost, in the thousands of dollars, but I got 5 jugs of this for $200, and I got a whole bunch left over. So hot dog, painted the deck, painted that, painted this. Everything looks a lot nice. And then obviously when it comes down to grout work, nobody wants to see what people used to live in. They want it nice and fresh and clean. And realistically, when we want to give a house to another person, we want it to be in the condition that we got it, or better. And that's the whole point of life, is kind of improving as best we can with acquiring as many skills. The grout really kind of covered up a lot of the cracked tiles. I was surprised, and it needs to be. But at the end of the day, I think I have a pretty finished and polished product. The total house was about 14 squares when it comes down to the siding, and I'm happy with the way everything came out.